Hi everyone, this is my review for Dollhouse, Season 1, Episode 6. I actually tried doing this before, and it was 14 minutes. So I'm doing it again. Don't hate me because of this review. It's really, I don't know what I'm talking about a lot of the time, so, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that happened in the episode, so it's going to be hard to sort of navigate through that. But yeah, overall, I'm giving it an 8.2. I thought this was a great episode. It really blew me away by Dollhouse standards, and it was a vast improvement to the previous installments of the show. Easily the best episode of the series so far. It gave us multiple intriguing storylines. It gave us minimal Topher, which is always good. More plot development than the previous 5 episodes combined. Obviously, that's arguable. Obviously, I'm over-exaggerating. But the thing is, I'm not over-exaggerating that much. And it gave us many, many new things to consider. Yay for episodes written by Joss Whedon. So the episode, the man on the street, comes from an expose that's being done on Dollhouse. And throughout the episode you get segments of like interviews taken from people on the street, asking them about the myth of the Dollhouse and whether or not they think it's true, what they think of it in terms of should it exist or not. And while I thought that a lot of the acting, pretty much most of the acting in these segments was pretty awful, I really like the idea of it, and I like that you're getting all sorts of perspectives on the matter, because it really forces you to think about it, and also, you know, it shows you kind of what the public might think of something like that. So I really like the way that they handled that. I thought that, casting Patton Oswalt was a really awesome, inspired touch of casting. I would marry Patton Oswalt. Makes me weird, it's fine. We are into all the same things. We like all of the same things, and it's crazy, and I would love to talk to him and just be like, you are awesome and adorable, and be my friend. It won't happen. It's okay. So he's cooler than cool, and I thought that he brought a slight sense of humor with him, as well as a really weirdly touching story. I mean, obviously he didn't bring the story with him, but he made me empathize with him, which, while I think that was in the script to some level, I don't know if another actor that had been cast might have been able to bring that to the table. So the story behind his engagement was really unique, and it reminded us how much room there is on the show to come up with more interesting stories behind the engagements. Yeah, I just thought that it showed a lot of potential for that. You know, he did a really great job with the material, bringing a memorable one-time character that I felt truly left his mark on the show. Alana's not in much of this episode, but she does a decent, she does a good job as Rebecca, the internet mogul's fake wife. Her porn outburst was really Whedon-y, and Whedon-y, whatever that means. Whedon-like, which makes sense since he wrote the episode. It's like that scene in The Squid and the Whale when Sun is talking about reading The Metamorphosis, and he calls it Kafkaesque, and then the girl that he's talking to calls him out on calling something that's written by Kafka as being Kafkaesque, and he didn't read the book because he's an idiot. That's what I just did there, but I've seen the episode, so I'm more points for me than him. So I didn't expect Ballard to make such strides this early in the episode, even though I knew he was going to later. But soon enough, he breaks in, Echo's taken out of the situation by Boyd, and Ballard talks to Oswald about the Dollhouse. The conversation between Ballard and Oswald, or Minor, was interesting. They never outright talked about what they were or said what they were talking about, which makes sense. So it was a smart move on his part. But their conversation was really interesting because they do talk about a lot of the issues on the show. And also, Minor is talking, he sort of drives home the point that, Ballard is obsessed with Caroline. Which, if that's where they're going with this, it's really unsubtle. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not a fan of that. So the Sierra storyline, it was the most sort of isolated storyline of the bunch this time, so basically she had been raped by someone in the Dollhouse, but we didn't know who. Victor was suspected at the beginning, because he, screamed when she talked to him, and we knew that he had been having reactions and stuff, blah, blah, blah. But you knew it wasn't him. I mean, come on, look at that face. It's a face of love. Yeah, no. I didn't think he did it. It was her handler. I really like that they brought this issue up because to me it's a completely valid issue that they would have to go through. And Sierra's handler said it best when he was just like, you really don't think this would have happened. Like, you have walking zombies out there, basically. You don't think that, that these people wouldn't be taken advantage of at some point. Which is really fucking disturbing, but, I'm really happy that they addressed the issue. I'm hoping that they go more into it, because I just think it's a really interesting, sort of aspect of the Dollhouse, that this is an option that could happen, unfortunately. So yeah, I really like the way they handled the issue. Adele, instead of punishing the handler, sends him out to kill Melly, Ballard's new lover. No idea what her motivations for this are, but I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. So anyways, as he's choking her, oh, this was an awesome scene, by the way, like, awesome. I love, the opera in the background. I love, like, I mean, I don't love, but I really appreciated how, like, it wasn't very easy to watch, and for TV standards, I was sort of taken aback by that. So Adele says on the answering machine, 3 flowers in a vase, third one is green, whatever she says. Orange. I don't remember the color. But it was a really cool line. It's creepy. And so yeah, Melly's inactive. I mean, I should have figured because of the casting changes that they had said, and it was just like a stupid way of them hiding it, but I didn't really figure it out. But I'm glad she has a purpose now. Some sort of purpose. I still don't like her because I just think she's too insecure. I mean, I'm insecure as well. I mean, I'm just as insecure as she is, but I don't want to see someone whine about it all the time. It's not really what I want to see on television. So anyways, before all of this, Ballard and her had sex, and now they have a relationship, I guess. Okay, that's fine, whatever. I think it's funny, and I did like the focus on Ballard this episode, though. I think it's funny and a little ridiculous that he would give so easily, that he would so easily give up all this information about the case to someone that he really only casually knew beforehand. Come on, Ballard, that's not smart. So then he goes to get Chinese food, and Echo has been assigned to kill Ballard, and they have the coolest fight scene ever. Just throwing pots at each other, kicking each other. It was pretty awesome. It reminded me of the Faith and Buffy fight scenes from Buffy the Vampire Slayer way back when. So it had that vibe to it, which I really liked. So yeah, this was a freaking awesome scene. And so someone put other information into her imprint, and we learn that there is an an insider that's trying to bring him down the Dollhouse, that is working inside. We don't know who it is. It's not Alpha. It's not FBI. I mean, we don't know what Alpha's motivations are, and I highly doubt that they're to bring down. Actually, I don't know what his motivations are. It probably is what he wants to do, but it's not FBI. It's not Alpha. We learn that he needs to back off to win. Pressing the issue right now is not a smart decision. We learn that there are more than 20. There are 20 dollhouses in the world, and that their purpose is not what you would think it is, and that it goes deeper than that. So yeah, crazy stuff. So I don't know what's going on here, but there's a theory I read on LiveJournal, and I'm gonna go with it because I agree. And whatever, there can be lots of points that you can make as to why that wouldn't make any sense, but I'm just gonna stick with it right now because it makes the most sense to me. I read a theory about how Adele might be the insider who's trying to take down the Dollhouse, and I'm telling you right now, the only reason that I believe this is because I don't understand anything that she does on this show. She's the only one whose motivations to me make absolutely no sense. And I know that they're not supposed to, but at the same time, I think that there's something else going on. I don't get why Echo's still around. I don't get why she specifically sent Echo to kill Ballard. I don't get why she didn't have Melly or Victor kill Ballard earlier. I don't get why Victor was just sent to fuck with Ballard. I don't get why the handler was sent to kill Melly and then that she activated him to kill him in return, and that, she didn't tell she didn't tell Dominic that she was doing that. I don't understand why she's kept Ballard alive. I don't understand any of it. So, that's what I'm going with right now. I don't have their answers as to why she would be. I just think that she is. So Ballard turns in his badge because the officer that got shot, and now he has to take the blame for it. Victor still likes Sierra. Echo knew that her engagement wasn't finished because of the painting. Minor got to have his engagement, which was actually touching in a really weird freaking way. So anyways, a lot happened in this episode. It sets up the stage for everything else. And I loved it. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. And that's all. 8.2. Down the street. See you next week for Echoes, which I think is the next episode, or it might, yeah, I think it's called Echoes. So that's it. That's pretty much all I have to say. So, okay.